Brent crude has closely approached the resistance of $50 per barrel and may easily break above this level by the end of the week. Optimistic sentiment in the market is driven by hopes for vaccine approval and fuel demand recovery. Meanwhile, the ruble is trading in the red on Wednesday despite rising oil prices. It may well retreat against the US dollar by the end of the weekly session. Oil has been steadily growing for the fourth day in a row. The gains came even despite the bearish data on crude inventories in the US. The report from the API showed a 3.8 million barrels increase in oil stockpiles for the previous week. Today, markets await the official industry data from the US Energy Information Administration. Oil seems to be heading for the last year highs. Today, Brent quote has passed the level of $48 per barrel for the first time since early March, when the OPEC Plus members failed to conclude the first deal on output cuts. As for the American crude, WTI is currently trading above $45 per barrel. Another factor to support oil prices, apart from the vaccine news, is the increasing fuel demand in Asian countries, including China. The resumption of air traffic in the region, as well as record volumes of oil refining, contributed to the demand recovery. In addition, the uncertainty around the US presidential election is finally over. Earlier, investors feared large-scale violations during the mail voting, which could lead to the revision of the election results. However, Trump has finally agreed to a peaceful transition of power, so this threat is no longer relevant. Now traders have another fundamental reason to count on further rise in risk assets and oil in particular. Recently, hedge funds and other speculators have been ramping up investments in oil as they anticipate its continuous rally. The recovery of the energy market is likely to continue, with the next upward target for Brent at $50 per barrel. At the same time, the market may enter a corrective phase at any moment. The level of $50 serves as strong resistance for oil. Yesterday, the ruble managed to settle firmly against its major rivals. Thus, the US dollar lost 1% of its value and retreated to 75.50. On Wednesday, the background is moderately positive for the ruble. It benefits largely from the positive dynamics in the oil market. In the meantime, other emerging market currencies are consolidating gains, which means that the ruble is unlikely to continue its upward movement. At best, it will hold near the recent highs or may even edge lower. Some traders may want to take profit on long positions on the ruble. Moreover, the tax payment period is at its peak today, so it will no longer be in demand among non-resident companies. The US dollar will most probably try to win back its losses from Tuesday, even despite the prevailing positive background. The dollar-ruble pair is expected to approach the mark of 76. Among the local factors to support the ruble is today's federal loan bonds auction carried out by the Russian Ministry of Finance. After the recent rise of the ruble, the pair has found strong support at the mark of 75. It may still test this level, but given the possible correction in oil, buying the ruble may not be the best option. That's all for now. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.